people whose ancestral land we gather on.
With deep respect to the native land and original people whose lands we gather on today, I see y'all. We call on all of us to declare that fighting for climate justice means to also fight for indigenous justice. We are not up for negotiation. Our homelands are not up for negotiation. Our cultures are not up for negotiation. And our existence as indigenous people are not up for negotiation.
While we know that climate change is an issue that will affect our own city eventually, the impacts of climate change are destroying native lands and Pacific Islands right now and have been for years.
All my phone lines ready? I need to be a little louder. That's it, that's it. Rip that flag. Rip that flag. Yup, rip that flag. We're not drowning. We are not drowning. We are fighting. We are not drowning. We are fighting. We are not drowning. We are fighting. Let's go.
Our stories begin with the ocean and will end with it if we don't take a stand. We're here to make it known that as the seas rise, it will we. We stand here today with our ancestors and their stories as one. Coming in and out, the tides whisper our ocean stories, starting with the Nesavani and ending with the Nepavani. Greeting us with the hello, with the fear of saying the forceful goodbye. The seas are rising and so are we.
Our beautiful flags raise high, our chests scream loud, our ancestors carry with us in our hearts. To the loved ones at home, Ma'afalayatu, to the ones that have passed, Okumake Fuhu. We do this for the remains of our islands, our culture, and our identity.
Fighting for our islands that raised us, loved us, fed us, and took care of us. To our ancestors, Apos, Aranitiki, Samikiri, let's go.
You wanted us to go back to our islands. You say we don't belong here, but we are here because we have nowhere else to go. Our home, our culture, our identity is drowning. Our way of living, communicating, our life is disappearing. You yelled us to go back to our islands, but when you look at our homes, you see destruction. Houses being hit with waves, cemeteries and graveyards being washed away into the ocean as if they never existed.
Our cultures are drowning, homes are disappearing. Can you see the fear in my eyes, the tears in my eyes? Do you hear my cry? The seas are rising, so are we.
Because of us, storms are stronger than ever before. Because of us, there's more pollution than ever before. Because of us, there are more droughts, hurricanes, wildfires, more trees being cut down. Because of us, the species that was here before us will be gone.
Super typhoons are attacking my people. Corporations are killing our homes. My elders are in pain. Your so-called beaches, resorts, hotels, souvenirs are our secrets, lands washed away, and you still sit back and do nothing.
What you see is what you get, and you ain't seeing nothing yet. What you see is what you get, and you ain't seeing nothing yet. What you see is what you get, and you ain't seeing nothing yet.
You say we were stupid, now we're done. Our acts of protest are useless. You look at us like we're crazy. Crazy for fighting for the damaged homes. Crazy for screaming. Our voice is loud and proud for our culture. Do you realize the history rooted beneath the earth? The one that you ignore? The one that we're fighting for?
As the wise rise against Ethiopia's colonization, we will rise again against the purposeful destruction of our earth.
With the pain and sadness along with the heartbreak, we as warriors still have hope. And we are fighting with fire to save our home islands. Being without them, we are lost, along with our identity.
We will fight with our tune, singing, marching, fierce. We are not giving up. We are right here, and we will not stand by this climate genocide.
What we don't see is us rising, fighting back against the hate and discrimination, fighting for our people, our children, our homeland.
To my beautiful island of truth, Tarito, Ngamiato, Pasiparolo, Nesomopono.
To my beautiful Oromo people, Bekum Sitara Aruma, Amawodin Astavana.
To my beautiful Uchina, Watachu Basa, Uchinanchu Makinando, Sibario Okinawa.
To my beautiful islands of Fiji, I say Nisa Bula Bula Bulaka. We will still fight and never give up. I say Northern Guruse Bula Rosu.
To the last remaining kingdom of the South Pacific and my beautiful island Tonga.
To my beautiful homeland, the Marshall Islands, we see you. We may be small atolls scattered in the Pacific Ocean, but together our voices are powerful. They tell us we're drowning, but what they don't see is us fighting. To my islands of Palau, we are not giving up.
The things that will carry a place in our hearts, the things that make us proud to be Pacific Islanders. You have it to the best of us.
We are not alone. The people will fight. We are rising, we are resilient, we are storytellers, and this story will be passed on forever. But that's only if we fight now, fight together. We are rising.
Imagine that every one of our liberties is bound up together by a system of oppression and capitalism, rising seas and rising global temperatures. But these obstacles cannot be dismantled unless we unite. And white people, that means we need you. Let's get real. Portland is 72% white. In order to create change and really shift our narratives, we need to put in the legwork. Similarly to our demographics, Lincoln High School is 71% white. As we can see, it's also near the heart of downtown, which results in countless opportunities and privileges that we don't take for granted. But we don't have time to not use our platform. We must act now. We must utilize the support from our Lincoln community and extend it to the rest of the city and the rest of our peers without the same access. We must build genuine relationships across difference and across cities. We must overcome the fear of the unknown. We must be aware that when we speak and offer input, it takes space. And sometimes our input is not 100% needed, and that it takes away from voices that haven't been heard for generations. Instead of listening to respond, start listening to understand. Let's make it known that we're doing what we have to because no one else will. Let's make it known that our front lines are being so heavily impacted that if we don't bring change, cultures and lives will be wiped away with no one to hold responsible. Let's try to recognize when we overstep or leave negative impacts. Reach out with the kindness of your heart because we're all human. Let's step up and step back. Let's be accountable and consistent and never stop fighting because if we stop fighting, we all lose.
What do we want? Climate justice! We want it now!
From the nervous breakdown streets where the mice live like millionaires, but the people don't live at all. Bailante! From the Caribbean islands to our brothers and sisters in the Pacific, we see you. We see you when the media shrinks your presence, when they take out Pacific when writing about Pacific climate warriors. We see you when they repeatedly interrogate you to strip you of your emotional well-being. The media's attempt at Eurocentric erasure will not distract us from your resiliency, power, and vulnerability. And
Now while they try to extract your stories from you, replace it with a voice that isn't yours, know that all of us here today will be with you. To stand in solidarity, listen to your experiences, and help to lift the weight of your hardships. But not just today, every day. Being an ally is not about convenience or choice. Allyship is consistency.
You're everywhere.
And frontline communities have to deal daily with the adversity striking their communities due to climate change. And it is our duty as allies to show up every day with them. Allyship is prioritizing our frontline youth to the front because their experiences are imperative, not our 5 seconds of fame. Allyship is not claiming veganism as climate justice when you still smoke cigarettes or complain about the exploitation of animals while ignoring the exploitation of the immigrant farmer that brings the food to your table every day. It is looking at every social justice issue with an intersectional lens. Climate justice is not just climate justice. Environmental justice is racial justice, indigenous liberation, and migrant justice. When the fossil fuel industry tries to erode the cores of our frontline communities, their passion and courage continue to persist. We will not be bystanders to the destruction this industry not only has on the environment, but these communities themselves. They attempt to rattle your souls, belittle you of your knowledge, and speak on your experiences. But that's not happening today. Today, we're taking to the streets to get our demands signed. Today, we reject the greed, racism, and corruption of the fossil fuel industry. Today, we stand with our Pacific Islander and indigenous communities at the risk of losing their homes in less than a decade. Today, we send love and strength to the Pacific Islanders whose lands have already been swallowed by the sea. Today, we don't just fight for change, we make it. They don't want us to win, but guess what? We already are. Thank you.
So we will be going to Plaza to give our demands to our city commissioners and the mayor about climate action and what our government needs to be held accountable for. We have already provided the 4 general ideas of our demands on the flyers that were handed out, if you have them. They're those little quarter-page size things. So we hope that you take this time to read the demands and ground yourself in what we're about to do next. Remember that we are here to fight not only for our own islands and homelands, but for our friends' islands and homelands, and for our city grounds that need to be a part of this climate action. Please take this to heart as we march for our families, our communities, and our own planet. Thank you.
This is what our frontline looks like.
Tell me what our allies look like.
This is what our allies look like.
Tell me what our movement looks like.
This is what our movement looks like.
Our third demand is that allyship is embodied in every action that happens. Our recent efforts as youth organizers should be reminders to our city commissioners of actions of solidarity from allies of the community most affected by climate change. We need you to understand that allyship is more than just saying that you stand in solidarity. It is being a part of the movement and helping to make them possible with the resources that sometimes only you can provide. Allyship applies the skills that you have to purposely create spaces for frontline communities to speak up. Don't take the mic, be the mic.
Allyship is also about confronting and acknowledging your own position in this climate crisis and using your platform to uplift these frontline communities. Be mindful of your place in power and how you can use it to influence the city of Portland and actively do something about climate change. Consider who is being directly impacted in this crisis and how your decisions can actually benefit them. A demand that came from the September 20th global climate strike that has stayed relevant to our communities is establishing a climate test. We need every decision made by the city of Portland and all their departments to take into account the health of our planet in their decisions. We need you to choose what will most benefit the planet before anything else. Our last demand will be read by Nani and Zemzem.
This climate strike is opening the doors for many conversations about climate crisis and how we can work together to figure out solutions as a community. We need our city to continue to embody all these values heard today in their everyday lives and actively spread the urgency of this climate crisis to others in the community and in power.
We will continue to organize as youth in Portland, in the Portland community until these demands are met. And we see active organizing on your part. We would like to call up our city commissioners, the mayor, their representatives to the front so we can give them these demands.
I don't know, because she's also getting a haircut. Okay.
Free transit fare! Less transit police!
If we don't have any other city representatives coming up, we would actually like to give the rest of them to you guys on behalf and so that you can give it back to them also. Because we want to make sure everybody knows.
To our city commissioners, we're counting on you to help us journey for climate justice. We'll see you again